friends, it's me, Mrs. Lykens, and we're talking about time this week. We learned about time to the hour last week. Let's review what we learned. The clock has several different parts. This is called the face. The clock has two different hands. The minute hand, the long one, and the hour hand, the small one. We learned last week that when the minute hand is pointing straight up at the 12, it means o'clock. Whatever number the hour hand is pointing to, it is that time, o'clock. So right now my clock says 2 o'clock. We can move forward a couple of hours. Now my clock says 5 o'clock. What happens if I do this? Now my minute hand and my hour hand are both pointing straight up at the 12. What does that mean? That means it's 12 o'clock. Let's practice writing time. When we write time, we use numbers, a little sign called a colon, and then more numbers. We use the colon to separate the minutes and the hours. So we have 12 o'clock. We start out writing 12 because that's the first thing we say. Then we put the colon. And then we write o'clock. Well, how do we write o'clock? It has 0 minutes in it, so we would write 2 zeros for o'clock. $12 o'clock. Now let's learn about time to the half hour. The top of the clock has a 12. Straight down at the bottom of the clock is a 6. When our minute hand is pointing at that 6, it means it's whatever time 30. So right here it would be 1:30. There's something important I want you to know about the clock. When the minute hand moves, the hour hand moves also. But if the hour hand has not yet touched another number, it is not that time yet. So I don't want you to get confused and say, oh, look, the hour hand is getting closer to the 2 than the 1. It still has not touched the 2 yet. So it is not 2 o'clock. It doesn't matter if it is right here getting super, super close. If it has not yet touched that 2, it is not yet 2 o'clock. It is still 1 o'clock. So right now my clock shows 1:30. Let's look at another one. What time do I have now? My minute hand's straight up. My hour hand's on the 2. That means I have 2 o'clock. Now my minute hand is straight down on the 6 and my hour hand's between the 2 and 3. I know that if I've not yet touched the 3 yet, it is not 3 o'clock. It is 2, minute hand straight down on the 30, 2:30. Let's find out how to write that. I know that my hour comes first. My hour is 2. Then I put that colon right there in the middle to separate my hours from my minutes. What were my minutes again? Let's look. Straight down at the 30, which means 2:30. So I have my 2, I have my colon, and then I write 30 to show 2:30. There are 2 times I want to show you. One of them we already talked about. It was when the minute hand and the hour hand were both pointing straight up. This is where I find most of my first grade friends get confused. When I have my minute hand and my hour hand like this. In just a minute, we'll flip them and look at it that way. So if I look at it like this, where is my minute hand? Straight up. Where is my hour hand? Straight down. So my minute hand straight up at the 12, I know that means o'clock. So this is 6 o'clock. Now let's flip it so that the hour hand is going straight up and the minute hand is going straight down. What time would this be? My minute hand straight down. I know that means 30 minutes. My hour hand is between the 12 and 1. So is it 12 o'clock or is it 1 o'clock? Oh, I know. I have not touched the 1 yet, so it is not 1 o'clock. This means it's 12:30. Okay. All right, I hope you enjoyed that lesson. I hope it helped you out on time. Have a great week, friends.